Sziasztok! Hi everyone, I'm Sándor, welcome to another beginner Hungarian lesson. I've got good news for you guys. Today's topic is the last one before we can finally talk about sentences and sentence structures. The bad news is that I have to break this topic into two parts because we've got a lot to talk about. Let's talk about the Hungarian object particle. Before I talk about the particle itself, why am I introducing this before sentence structures? Because the object particle is absolutely essential if you want to sound natural in Hungarian. I've heard foreigners speak great Hungarian, but most of them completely omitted the object particle, making their otherwise perfect speech sound unnatural. And I don't want you to fall into this trap. But also, when we'll start talking about sentences and subject, object, verb relationships, you'll need to know what the object particle is. Hungarian is not the only language to have this, of course. Korean has it too, for example. But in Korean, a lot of times you can drop the particle in everyday speech. In Hungarian, you can't do this. You have to use it all the time. If you don't, you can actually end up not being understood by Hungarians. That's how important it is. There is one case, however, where you can drop it and it even sounds more natural. When you're talking about things that you or someone else possesses. Your house, your arm, your dog, whatever it is. That's the only case. Okay, so what does the object particle do? It marks the object of an action. The object in a sentence is the thing or person who receives the action of a verb. If you're an English speaker, it might cause you some problems because English doesn't have an object particle. In English, the object always comes right after the verb, and it doesn't get any prepositions. In Hungarian, however, its place in a sentence can be pretty flexible, exactly because of its particle. That's why it's so important to know. Just to show you some quick examples in English. If you say something like, I eat a banana, I want money, I cook dinner, I can see a dove, and so on, all of these nouns in the aforementioned sentences will receive an object particle in Hungarian. And it can be attached to adjectives too, but not to verbs. Okay, after so much introduction, let's see what this particle is. It's very simple, it's just a T. I can almost hear you right now. All this talk just to show us a fucking T? Well, yes! And of course the way it is attached to nouns and adjectives can vary a lot. So in today's video, I'll talk about the general conjugations and I'll leave the odd ones out for the next video. Okay, let's see how to use this particle. The easiest way is when a noun ends with a vowel. In those cases, you just simply attach the particle to the word. What you have to keep in mind is that if a word ends with an A, it changes to an A. And if a word ends with an E, it changes to an E. Let's see a few examples. Auto or kocsi. They both mean car. Auto, kocsi. They become autót and kocsit. Autót, kocsit. And remember, if you use the nouns with the object particle, it means that you want to do something with those nouns. Maybe buy a car, sell a car, wash the car, ruin the car, whatever it is. Let's see a few more examples. Betű. Letter, like the letters of the alphabet. Betű. It becomes betűt. Betűt. TV is the Hungarian version of TV. TV. It becomes tévét. Tévét. Fiú. Boy. Fiú. It becomes fiút. Fiút. Lámpa. Lámpa. It means lamp and it ends with an A. The A changes to an A and it becomes lámpát. Lámpát. Cseresznye. Cherry. Cseresznye. It ends with an E, it changes to an A, and it becomes cseresznyét. Cseresznyét. Let's see what happens if the noun or adjective ends with a consonant. If the word ends with the following letters, usually the particle gets directly attached to the word. Keep in mind, I said usually. Let's see a few examples. Sör. Beer. Sör. It becomes sört. Sört. Like you want to buy a beer, you want to drink some beer, you want to throw the beer at someone, you'll need the object particle to say these things. Hús. It means meat or flesh. We don't differentiate between the two. Hús. It becomes húst. Húst. Lány. Girl. Lány. It becomes lányt. Lányt. Kés. Knife. Kés. It becomes kést. Kést. Banán. Banana. Banán. it becomes banánt. Banánt. These are really simple. From here on, knowing the rules of vowel harmony is of great help. I know I keep referring to my video, but please check out my video on vowel harmony because it's gonna make your life a lot easier onwards. So, back and mixed vowel words receive an ot ending. Mask. 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 It becomes mascot. Mascot. Barack. Peach. Barack. It becomes barackot. Barackot. Barát. Friend. Barát. Barátot. Barátot. Virág. Flower. Virág. Virágot. Virágot. Front vowel words receive an et ending. Szék. Chair. Szék. Széket. Széket. Szelet. Slice. Szelet. Szeletet. Szeletet. Üveg. Glass. Not the glass you drink from, is the material. Üveg. Üveget. Üveget. Élet. Life. Élet. Életet. Életet. If the last vowel of the word is ö, or ü, the word receives an öt ending. Tök. Pumpkin. Tök. Tököt. Tököt. Elnök. President. Elnök. Elnököt. Elnököt. Bőrönd. Suitcase. Bőrönd. Bőröndöt. Bőröndöt. Unfortunately, this is not always the case if a word has only one syllable. It's a case-by-case scenario. Like for example the word szög. Szög. It means nail, you know, that you can hit with a hammer. Even though it has an ö sound, it doesn't become szögöt. It's szöget. Szöget. Nap. Day. Nap. Napot. Napot. Könyv. Book. Könyv. Könyvet. Könyvet. There are no set rules for this. If you're unsure, just ask me in the comment section or look it up in the dictionary. Okay, we're almost done for today, guys. We've got two more cases. After suffixed nouns, the particle is either at or et. These are either plural or possessive endings. Virágok. Flowers. Virágok. Virágokat. Virágokat. Székek. Chairs. Székek. Székeket. Székeket. A házam. My house. A házam. A házamat. A házamat. But as I said, after possessive endings, it actually sounds a lot more natural if you don't use the object particle. I mean, I guess technically it's grammatically incorrect, but in these cases we drop the particle most of the time. A lányom. My daughter. A lányom. A lányomat. A lányomat. Once again, possessive ending, you can drop the particle in speech. And lastly, when it comes to compound words, it's always the last word that determines the particle, according to the aforementioned rules. For example, busz means bus, and jegy means ticket. Buszjegy means a bus ticket, buszjegy. It becomes buszjegyet. Buszjegyet. Nemes means noble. Fém means medal. Nemesfém means noble medal. Nemesfém. It becomes nemesfémet. Nemesfémet. Szoba means room. Lány means girl. Szobalány means room girl. Just kidding, it actually means maid or housemaid. With the particle, it becomes szobalányt. Szobalányt. So it's always the last word that determines how the particle gets attached. Wow, geez, that was a lot. I hope your brain didn't turn into a potato at this point. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I read all of your comments, okay? Thank you for studying with me today. Part 2 is coming soon. See you then. Sziasztok, a viszontlátásra!